Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, into some TA. All right, guys, so we're gonna kick it off with the early update today. We're just gonna point out how things are shaping up intraday here. Okay, I don't think much is going to change into the close, and I'm pretty firm on where I stand right now in the sand. There is not really a line in the sand. I'm saying downside is limited from this point moving forward. We have too many things looking like they're ready to pop. And then, we have msft looking like it's ready to drop. It makes no sense for us to have a much larger move down here. If we do end up moving down again, I think we will just sweep the lows, and then I think we'll be bouncing from from down there. Let's start off actually over here. Change of tone today. SMH. All right, so I'm just gonna say, guys, if you're not new to the channel, then you know how I look at these things. The chips will dictate where the tech goes. The big tech is going to dictate where the S&P 500 goes. S&P 500 is just going to dictate where everything goes. All right, they like to follow each other. Semis usually lead, and I do think things are looking more like a base here and they're ready to launch. Then we are bear flagging and we're going forward. Guys, if you were bear flagging and you were gonna move forward here with this this downtrend we got going on here, you would be moving slightly up like that. You're not doing that. You're moving in this slanted manner downward, and it does look like you are basing out, and it looks like you're getting ready to launch. Okay, you see we have the triple bullish divergence going on here on the 4-hour RSI, as we are right here in the golden pocket, as well as our demand zone. Okay, so they hit you with the little bear trap down there, but at the end of the day, you are still holding that demand. All right, I understand you got the daily close underneath it. From my perspective, it's looking like a trap as of right now, and if you start moving above 255.92, 255.92, then yeah, that probably was a trap, and we're probably going to be moving higher to 263.08. All right, we don't typically get this look when you're going to continue falling. We usually get this look when you're about to reverse. So I'm going to say, guys, we're about to hit it with the Uno reverse card. That is what's going to be taking place here with all likelihood. All right, I give it 9-to-1 odds. Okay, 90% positive your boy Henry over here is that we're probably just going to be moving higher from here, not lower. That's that. And I'm just speaking on this chart right here. Just does not tell us we're moving lower. It tells us we're about to be rebounding here, and we're likely going to test 263.08. Okay, now let's move back over here. Okay, we'll talk about QQQ next. Guys, I don't really care about this daily chart right here. I'm going to point out the 4-hour chart. You get the same exact thing as you get over there in SMH. All right, now what I will point out is if you start rebounding from here and you get up to 490.73 and you find sellers there, you open yourselves up to forming a nasty right shoulder here. You very clearly do have the potential here to just form a right shoulder on this rebound, and it'll just be that. Okay, it doesn't have to just be that, but very well could just be that, and that is that. I know, we just said that like too many times. You have the bullish divergence going on here on the 4-hour RSI. You have, the same thing I was just, pointing out over there on SMH. You got your little base forming right there. Okay, now if you put on, regular hours here, you can see here on the hourly time frame, you had this little downtrend. Well, now you're breaking up from the downtrend, and, that's why I say we do have this potential here to form the right shoulder. Guys, if you're bearish, you can keep going right now, and you're going to go a little further down. Okay, but with how things are shaping up here, you're going to come down here. This is going to come back down here. You're going to like maybe just undercut these lows right here. And you're going to wind up somewhere around 470. And then you're going to have a big bounce. That's how that would go. So you could do that, or you could do what I think is more likely. And we reset everything, give both sides a shot here, and you come back up to 490.73. Okay. And from here, you either hit it with the break and retest and then carry on. All right. Or you could just, bust up above your golden pocket right here. 497 stands no chance. And boom, you're going to bust above it. And then boom, you're coming back up above 505. And then let's head on to new high. All right. Or instead of going like that, you're going to not find buyers here at the golden pocket in this break and retest level. You're going to continue fading that. And we come all the way down to 465. That's how this is really shaping up to me, all right? You have those three scenarios, and two of those revolve in us continuing our bounce here. I do think that's going to be the case. Okay. I guess we had 4 scenarios. That was 3 scenarios. The other scenario is A. All right. This is a dead cat bounce here. We're coming down here somewhere 470-ish around here. Okay. And then we're going to have a big bounce. One or the other. But, I still say that we have all of these major components sitting in oversold territory here. And now the 4-hour RSIs are now getting bullish divergences. And, with today's sell, you got some new ones coming down support, getting those oversold readings. I can't say that I'm going to switch sides here, guys. Like, straight up, the thing is going to bounce. We're going to get a bounce. We have a recipe for a bounce. We're going to come over here to VIX. VIX, guys, you are getting that VIX crush, all right? You are already down 7.33% on the day. Is that going to get larger? Yes, that red candle is probably going to get larger. Now, we do have, 3 hours and 11 minutes. It is 12:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 hours and 11 minutes before the close. 3 hours and 10 minutes, guys, all right? A lot can happen. This thing could run back up, but as I pointed out the last few videos, when you run it up like this, the thing's going to really just cool off, okay? You're not going to, stay elevated like this. The thing is going to cool off. Typically, when you're over 65, you get 2 to 3 trading sessions, right? So we got a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3. This is the third one. What's happening? You're coming back underneath that 65 level on the daily RSI. This is why, that's when we look for the bounce. Within 2 to 3 trading sessions, we look for that bounce to start taking place. Do you want to see what's happening on the indices? You're starting to get the bounce taking place. And, from how it's looking, we could very well just be starting this bounce. Okay, I see a little inverse head and shoulders action going on here. A lot of these things look like they're just basing out, and, we just reset the oscillators here along this big old bull trend, this big bull run we're having here. And you're just going to do the same thing you did over here, same thing you did over there, same thing you did over there. And we're doing the same exact thing right now. And maybe we're going to carry on. Okay. We got Google earnings tomorrow after the bell. All right. Let's look at how Goog is shaping up. Goog came down into its golden pocket. Now, Goog also had the 4-hour RSI in oversold territory with the bullish divergence going on. And Goog is now running into that earnings event. I think this is set up for a bounce. All right. But if it doesn't bounce and you gap down off this, then we're going to watch 173.47 for that bounce. Okay. So that's going to be that. I'm not telling anyone to take positions in this. I will never give financial advice here on this channel. But I will definitely tell you right now, this thing is not shaping up in the most bearish manner here heading into those earnings. And that is that. That's just my opinion. Okay. Now, let's finish off with the indices before we go into everything else here. I know the start to the video was a little messy, but you know what? I have a very clear agenda here, and it's to show that, hey, all right, we have a lot of things still just sitting in oversold territory. This thing has not bounced back yet. It is not bounced back. I understand. We are $7 off the lows. No, we got $9 off the lows today. I understand. All right. But 490.73 up here is the really big level that's standing out to me on this chart that's probably going to be tested. And that, in terms of, the bounce that could happen, yeah, this thing's just getting started. We haven't bounced yet. Okay. Above 481.70, you're watching 485.71. Above 485.71, you watch 490.73. Okay. Just to see this, clear as day over here on the hourly chart. Everything's being respected here. All right. Break above here. You have nothing until up here. You could see we very clearly just sold right through that. All right. Sold right through that. That's why in between 476.58 and 481.70, we really don't have much. Right. You got a little bit going on over here. You hit it with the break and retest off that key level right there. Okay. But if you came lower, you're just going to, first of all, test the golden pocket. Second of all, test that downtrend you just broke out of, right? You're probably going to find buyers down here this morning if it wasn't for here. So those are the 2 levels I was watching, off the open here. All right. So that's QQQ. On the downside, yeah, we do have 473.82. And if you can't break under there, 465.74. Okay. But I don't think that's coming just yet. All right. And I don't think it's coming. All right. That's just my opinion here. Okay. Now you are underneath the daily 9. That is not the best look. You want to recover that as soon as possible, all right? And we're probably going to recover it and then hit it with some, base action above it and then make a move. We probably aren't just going to rocket ship now that we're underneath it, Okay, it could happen. It could, but it's not likely. Not likely. Probably gonna hit it with something like that, where we dance around it for a little bit. All right, so that's just what I'm seeing. Just from what I've seen in the past, guys, we typically don't get underneath and then shoot straight up. Typically, are gonna reclaim it and then dance around it and then shoot up. That's that. All right, but the levels on SPY that you were paying attention to are, all right, as resistance 554.19, low of this candlestick right there, and 555.83, low of the candlestick right there. All right, guys, so that's what you got on the upside, and I will put this right here. You do have the golden pocket, and what level aligns with that, we're going to be watching, all right, 558.95. That is the level that I am going to be paying attention to if we can start taking out 555.83. Now, on the downside of support, we have 552.38, and then we have 550.12. All right, you were holding on to that level off the open here, and then you faded it. It wasn't looking too good. It was looking pretty bleak there. All right, and then you hit it with the Uno reverse, and now things are back to not looking so bad. Now, what I will remind everyone is that, guys, we just had this hourly RSI get oversold. This thing likes to bounce back. Okay, so you could spend some time dancing around here, but a lot of these times you typically do at least get these decent bounces here when you're getting this thing into oversold territory. And that over there, it was $6.70 bounce. We've actually already gotten that. All right, so is the time about to run out here? All right, beware. I'm kidding. All right, it looks more this looks like a base. Does not look like, like I was pointing out before, a bear flag before you go lower. It would just shape up differently than this. You probably wouldn't be going like that. All right, this thing looks like a rounded bottom, rounded bottom, rounded bottom. Okay, whereas if you had a bear flag, let me point it out. All right, boom. Okay, that is what I was saying. You kind of would have had that, instead of a rounded bottom kind of look, you would have this flag kind of look to you. This time, it was just a straight up bull trap. But you did have that little base action going on there. You failed that. But you guys see what I'm saying? All right, you see what I'm saying? Do you guys see it? All right, does not necessarily look so bearish to me. All right, moving on over here to DIA. Guys, 401 is the key spot. You've had consolidation here for quite some time in that range. You just broke out of that range. You're probably going to respect it if you test it, okay? So you're watching 395.59 and 401 is not to hold. But as of right now, it does look like that thing's probably going to hold. And then we're going to head higher from here. IWM, same look over there. You're bouncing off of the 9 EMA on the daily time frame, and as well as your 215.82 support. All right, so the upside levels we got going on, guys, is 218.24 above there, 219.90 above there, 222.80. And then, guys, we have our crack at 227.13 again if you can get over 222.80. But that is, with time, guys, with time. If this comes down here to 212.25, there is your buying opportunity on the small caps. This thing just broke out of all of this consolidation. That level will very likely be respected. 209.77 all the way up to 212.25 is your buy zone if tested. I got my alerts down there. I'll let us know if we get down there. Okay, that'll be that. Go follow me on the Twitter. I will let you guys know over there if we start, coming down there. That's a big opportunity over there on IWM, in my personal opinion. That's that. All right, Mr. VIX, we kind of already covered it, guys. I'm going to keep looking for this VIX crush. Last time we addressed Mr. VIX, it was down 7.33%. Now it's down 8.36%. It's going to keep getting redder. All right, I'm talking maybe tomorrow you hit it with the big red bar as well. I'm not thinking this thing's going to just rocket ship out of here. I'm thinking you're going to get a VIX crush. All right, and until I see this thing come all the way back down here, revert to the mean, you want to see this thing down at 50, then yeah. All right, I'm not going to be looking for, markets to continue that sell-off. I'm going to be looking for them to bounce like they're doing right now. QQ up at 481.24, and that's that. Now let's go over the big boys. You got Amazon going on over here. We're going to have to see how this thing closes, but so far you are bouncing out of that golden pocket. Like I was just pointing out, guys, these 4-hour RSIs, they're oversold. They're looking to bounce, all right? They're looking to bounce. You can see what I see right here. This is with regular time hours, all right? And, last few times this thing has gotten down there, this has marked your bottoms for a very long time now, all right? We're not talking about the bear market. We ain't talking about it. Is the bear market in the room with you right now? I crack myself up. I crack myself up. All right. Moving on though. Moving on. Bullish divergence here on the 4-hour RSI, including extended hours, which is the one that I like to look for. All right, which I'll still say all of them are still oversold. They're coming off of oversold territory. Okay. This thing does look like it's getting ready for a move. And if you can break out of that downtrend, I think you probably spark a move above 188.65 and make a run for 193. And that would be that out of Amazon. Meta, guys. Meta did hit it with the Uno reverse off of what we saw off the open. But I will point out here, same exact thing going on here. You're still just recovering here. And if you just zoom out, these are all the times where you hit it and then you kind of just keep going along your way. You hit it, you keep going along your way. You hit it, you fully recover. That's what I'm getting at. All right, you hit it, you fully freaking recover. I think it's probably going to be a similar theme that we have here. I'm looking for 496.01 to 510. I think that'll be tested over the coming trading sessions. You obviously do have to get back above this 9. That is something where, you get it back above it. You're probably going to dance around in a while. This is exactly what I was just talking about, by the way, on SPY and QQQ. You get back under it. You got to get back above it, reclaim it, and then you dance around it. All right. That's what I could very, honestly say. I can see that happening on the indices now that, you've had this pullback. Or earnings season is, hey, next 2 weeks are going to be on fire. Let's see how this thing moves. Okay. But with all we know, guys, we could get a freaking 2% gap up on QQQ because these big boys, they can move the indices. All right. They could move them. NVIDIA earnings, not for a while, but we do have some of the big boys. Okay. So that's that. Meta reports over here on the 31st. Microsoft, guys, actually the most sexy looking one. I just wish earnings wasn't right there because this is the one I'd be, putting my focus on. Microsoft with the fresh downtrend break after coming down, finding buyers off of our golden pocket as well as the 430.82 breakout level. You did not hit it intraday. Congrats to anybody who did try, go bottom fishing over here off the open over there on Microsoft. You're not having a bad time. So congratulations. Okay. Quite frankly, guys, this thing looks like it is going to continue higher. It just hit it with the break and retest, and it hasn't even warmed up yet, okay? You take out 446.41, you're coming up here to 450.94, and then above there, 456.17, and that would align with your golden pocket, and that is what we are paying attention to. That is the end game, getting up here, all right? 456.17. That's what I think is possible out of Microsoft over here over the following, we'll say 1 to 2 weeks. That's that. Apple, guys, how you looking? 220.20, that is still the level to watch. Now, I'm going to be just so honest here, okay? This isn't a chart that screams reversal to me. This is a chart that says, hey, we're probably coming down here to 220.20. That's what I'm seeing over here on Apple. I'm not saying it has to happen, but, I showed you SMH. Well, that screams reversal to me. That screams like, hey, you're about to hit it with the Uno reverse card. This thing's probably going to just continue selling. Unless you put in a hammer candlestick right here today, or you hit it with a gap up tomorrow, you got to do something to change this. But in the meantime here, looks like this thing wants to definitely test lower levels. And that's that. All right, Mr. Apple for you. Now, we already pointed out Google, guys. This thing is freaking looking so good right now. I don't know how you're going to close out and hit it with tomorrow going into earnings. But, this thing, it wants to run back up the highs. That's what I'm seeing here. It does not look bad. All right, this looks like it wants to continue higher to me. That's just what I'm saying. Okay, but if you do end up selling off for earnings and you come down here to 173.47, this daily RSI is probably going to be oversold, and or close to it. And we're just going to look for the buying opportunity. You got big earnings gap down over here. Okay, so it was right here, minus 10% on the day. Well, let's say you bought the open. Because you're like, holy crap, daily RSI is now it was probably at 40 or something like that. Yeah, probably around 40 at the open here. And you're like, holy crap. Well, intraday I moved down another $4, and then bottomed out with minus $8. Okay, from there. What if you just held, all right, for 30 days? You actually would have been up at $11. But if you really got the best possible entry and you waited for it to base out here, hey, let's just say you bought right here at the top of this candlestick. 125. You could have gone all the way down here 121, but 125. Well, now you're up, guys, 15 freaking bucks in that 30-day period, that same period. Goog is setting up for us. We just got to be patient for it. And if it does come down here, we'll really like it. That's that. Now, I know I already touched an SMH. It looks freaking glorious to me. It looks like it's basing out. It looks like this is, spring loaded. Get above 255.92. This thing probably gets to 263.08 within the coming day. That's what I'm seeing over here on SMH. You come over here to MU, all right? I like it, guys. I really like it. I think this is one of them free money opportunities I've been talking about. If you just, like September calls, easy, all right? August calls, I still think they're easy. I think you're going to easily get back up here to 130. You just need to see the overall market start reversing course. But guys, typically we see all these things set up like all together. All right. Sometimes we see them go one by one, but more often than not, we see what we're seeing right here. And when one of these larger components is looking how it is right now, we typically aren't too, far away from our overall bottom. I'm not saying it has to reverse from here, but you haven't actually gotten this low on the daily RSI since all the way back over here, December 2022. And even then, you didn't reach oversold territory. You reversed from there. All right. I remember this. Okay, I remember this over here, actually. That was, when I first launched my Discord. I remember that. But over here, guys, you just reach oversold territory. You hit it with the Uno reverse. Over here, oversold territory, you hit it with the Uno reverse. Okay, I understand you built out that divergence, but, from that bottom there, you still had, decent $7 pop, 13% pop. Give that same 13% pop right now. Well, where are we? We're at 130. Anything in September calls you buy here, you get back up here, the double. 75 to 100% gains. That's the free money right there. Okay? That's what you say. That was easy. I still think we'll look back and these will be easy. I'm not too fond of what Meta's doing, considering, I couldn't buy time on that guy. Not my friend right now. It's not my friend. But I will say right now, we come over to Meta and, again, if we just see the same thing happen that's been happening for years now, we're going to see it hit the oversold territory. We're not talking about the bear market. We're talking about any time after the bear market, okay? I don't think we're in those times. It's almost a 2-year period. Yeah, I think it's going to fully recover. I think we're going to see this thing get up there. And, if that happens, we're probably going to move level to level and be testing 496 probably tomorrow, all right? Just don't fumble the bag spying QQQ, and we'll be all good there. Okay, but hopefully we see a big move. All right, and we could just get out of there, break even, or maybe even a little gains. But more likely than not, I'm just gonna sell this thing for a little loss, and I will just ride the wave on these other guys. I showed you guys Amazon. I understand premiums are right there, but you can get like really cheap calls right now for the fact that earnings is right there, and you can get some of the prices that you're seeing. I like it. Okay, like I like it. Microsoft, I wish earnings wasn't right here because the setup is just immaculate. It's immaculate. There's no denying it. Now, what I really like that doesn't have earnings right around the corner is NVIDIA. I pointed this one out. Same as SMH. You got this little base going on here. You come down here to 115.82, guys. The lights out, guys. That's an immediate, put more money on NVIDIA because it's free money and the premiums aren't juiced. Okay, the premiums aren't juiced. You understand what I'm saying? 8/16 expiration. You get it on a dip. You have like 3+ weeks on it. What else do you want me to say? It looks really good. And that's that. Okay, so if you do see it come down here, I really like it. But, more likely than not, guys, we're going to come back up to 128.12 and then test this golden pocket right here that I have right there. Okay, that's what I'm watching over there. TSM, guys. Still finding buyers off this golden pocket right there. Same look we got going on across the board. You got the bullish divergences on this 4-hour RSI down here, and it's probably going to snap back. You got this little basing formation, descending parallel channel going on here. These are things you see when you see reversals, all right? So I think that is right around the corner. SMCI, guys, do I need to say it again? Yeah, we got the same thing going on the 4-hour RSI. You came down to support, baby. You came down to support. You almost tapped it, all right? You almost had it. Low was 765.40. We have 762.63. You did not test it, okay? I'm going to just take this thing off. I'm going to take this thing off. We're not even going to go off of our patterns because this thing wants to be a giant troll. We're just literally going to wait for this thing to keep getting oversold, and then we're going to look to play it, all right? Off the support, only thing is you have earnings over here. on the 6th, which means you can buy August, 2nd expiration. That's 2 weeks out. That's not bad. I just don't, I don't like the idea of that because SMCI pisses me off. And, same situation as Meta. All right. Same situation as Meta's over here. Premiums are more juiced. All right. But also, you have earnings right there. You have to buy less time. And boom, they want to troll you a little bit. Those premiums are going to die. All right. So I like buying time on all of these guys because, those are the easy money opportunities. SMCI is not giving you that opportunity because it's pricing in a $200 freaking dollar move. All right. That's the equivalent of this. All right. That's what these premiums, when I looked, I was like, that's really what I'm going to need to see off of earnings to make money. I'm all good. I'm not going to do that. That's redonkadonk. Okay, but guys, in terms of where it is right now, it's premium price right here. 4-hour bullish divergence from support. I really like it, and you could put together a little downtrend action going on here. Okay, break above that downtrend. Oh, what happens? You're probably going to come to the top of the range. Okay, heading into earnings, maybe. Okay, AMD guys, you're down here at the 0.786 fib. Where a buyer's stepping in, right at the 0.786 fib, like literally right there. What do you also have? You have the 4-hour bullish divergence going on over here on the RSI. I know I've said that on almost every chart we've looked at, but at the same time, this is why I don't think we're going much lower here. Like, you go down lower, you're just going to put in more divergences, and then you're going to snap back. Oh, I'm sorry. In a few days and not now, more people are going to go a little crazy. Okay? I know people are stressed out in these times. I know the game. Okay? I've been a YouTuber for quite some time now. I can clear as day see when people are stressing. I got my community. I see when people are stressing. I got the Twitter, the Twitter sphere, guys. And honestly, Twitter sphere is invaluable. Twitter sphere shows you all of the emotions at all time. And quite frankly, guys, there are bears that are still present. I think they're about to be squeezed. All right. There are people that I follow that are bearish in this market. I think they're going to get squoze. And that is that. All right. You don't get VIX looking like this to not see the bears get squoze. They are going to get squoze. That is that. Now, moving on, guys. Bitcoin. All right. Bitcoin, guys, you're still stalling out right here, but you are, you got above that 0.786 fib. In the grand scheme of things, that's really all that matters. All right. You got above it. If you pull back, I have to assume it's going to be a higher low, and then you carry on. Okay? That's what I see. We're going to skip straight to coin over here. Coin, guys, with the fresh breakout, you've now pushed up to 263. I told you, if you come to 263.80, you're probably running to 283.48. If you run to 283.48, probably are going up here. And I can't, just being the chartist I am, I can't imagine price getting up here. And, that doesn't look strong to me. That looks like it's going to bust right through it. And this next one's going to act as a magnet. I know it's a decent ways away right now, but I am going to say 320 incoming, ladies and gents. I'm going to put it on the map right now. I know we kind of already did the other day. But I'm going to say, yeah, over the next few weeks, I know you got earnings right here, but I do think we're probably going to get up there. Now, if my memory isn't trolling me right now, we don't typically get big moves off of earnings. You can follow the big moves on earnings, okay? You had your earnings right here, then you cooled down, all right? And then you followed with the big move. But you don't get the moves off of earnings. So we're probably going to get a pullback opportunity, or at least something like a little move like that. I know that's an 8% move, and that might seem big, but in the grand scheme of things, that probably killed some premiums there. Or at least it made it so you knew you didn't have a giant event that's being priced into premiums that, the premiums are then going to die off of if the event doesn't perform. Opportunities, it's kind of here on coin. Above here, you look for over there. But if you get a pullback, it's that buying opportunity. You see 250, buying opportunity. CLSK, all right, pullback into 1656, buying opportunity. You come down here, easy money, all right? Mara, same exact thing. You got the pullback going on here into 2308. You didn't necessarily hit it. You're about to hit it. Does look like you're probably going to hit it, but I'm also going to say, this isn't the most bearish action going on here. You're consolidating here above the 9 EMA, that's that short-term moving average that we watch for momentum. What happens when you like to consolidate, but you like to go for a ride? All right. Does it want to go for another ride? It could. All right. It very well could. I think, sooner than later, we're going to have another leg up over here tomorrow. 2308, that's the level that I was targeting when we went up here. All right, we pulled back. I said that originally that was your buying opportunity. You come down into 21.37, big buying opportunity, okay? But Mara, guys, it just broke out. You're probably going to see this train keep moving, okay? That's my opinion. Riot, still finding buyers above this trend line here. That is a good sign, all right? Good sign. Above 12.65, you look for 14.34, all right? Hut, what do you got going on over here? I got you, little guy. Hit it with the break and retest. Well, now, guys, it does look like you got a date. It's not probably. It's on your calendar at this point. 2260. You're coming up for another test. Now, I imagine if we zoom out, we're going to see something real bullish. Oh, what do you got going on over here that's real bullish to me? You got a giant double bottom, okay? I didn't know what I was seeing, but I figured we were going to see something. It's either an inverse head and shoulders or the double bottoms that I usually see, or a giant cup and handle pattern. You now pull back. The fact that this pushed up here created some bullish opportunity for us. We've seen these before. All right. You want to see these type of bases? These are the type of bases I speak of. Okay. What's another type of base over here? We got Carvana. I think this is a chart. Yeah. So this is a pretty similar one where you base out for quite some time over there and then you are ready to go. Well, this thing is probably getting ready to go. All right. You break above 2260, guys. I know we're on log scale, so this looks like a small move, but that's a big move. That's a 60% gain right there. If this thing wants to perform for us, that would be a big move. All right. Now we're just going to literally take this down here to this. That's an $18 move. What would be your $18 move? Okay. 18 bucks brings you to that next level. You are going to probably come up here to 36.55. So I just thought I'd put it on your radar. All right. So it's there. If you see Bitcoin run through an all-time high, HUT's probably going to be a winner over here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's going on my radar. We'll start covering it. Okay. Add symbol. HUT. We will cover this bad boy because it's looking nice. Okay. It's either, let's look at it this way. When I see setups like this, it means one thing. You got a breakout trade. You got a retest trade. Or you got this pullback that very likely is going to be a higher low at some point to create this cup. All right, not the cup, the handle off of the cup. All right. Either way, bullish trade, bullish trade, bullish trade. Doesn't matter which one we get. We just got to see how it sets up. But this thing is definitely loading for us in the way I like to see it. I like it. I like what I see over there. All right, guys. So that's what I have for you today. I don't have any of my trade ideas that we're going to be watching today. Only thing, other than what I just showed you guys, I'm serious. I think that the opportunity lies in what I just showed you guys. These are the big boys that are all still showing oversold readings. This is where the focus shall remain for the time being. We have no reason to look at all of the crap tickers when you have the beautiful A+ big boys, all right? All just being oversold at once, which means we have to be looking for the buying opportunities. And then you still have VIX over 65. So, of course, guys, we're looking for the buying opportunities on the big boys. All right. Alta, guys, as you can see, it's putting in a daily hammer. You came back down here to the bottom of the range. What the heck, Alta? What the heck? What I will say, guys, is now we clearly can see where buyers are stepping in. You come down here to the bottom range. That's where you want to be scaling into these longs. And you want to scale out as you start getting these bounces. I do think you're probably going to hit it with the Uno reverse from back down here, though. Probably now you got a bigger range that you just developed. Maybe this was the top of the range all along. Okay, maybe it was. It was the TP over here that I was eyeing. Okay, but as you guys can see, the thing, I don't know if the thing wants to run back up this week to that level. Okay, we're going to have to see. I was looking for, break above 394.68. There's your short-term momentum. Probably going to move like that. Okay. But, now we have a different setup on the radar here. All right. We got the range play. Okay. So that's something you could be paying attention to. But honestly, guys, I'm serious. Opportunities that I think are just definitely worth keeping your focus and your money on right now. Again, no financial advice will be given on this channel. We're talking NVIDIA. All right. We're talking MU, baby. We're talking anything over here. No, I don't want the 45% off bundle. Freaking malware thing. There we go. SMH. Anything that, is going to move with this guy is probably worth focusing on right now. It's looking immaculate. It wants to run. All right. Imagine getting this move up here. That's going to do some damage over here in a very good way, in a bullish way. to these other tickers I just showed you. So MU you're watching, NVIDIA you're watching, TSM, I'd say that, you know, it could look better, but I would say it's probably going to come back up here and retest 175, 176.06. That's the exact level. Okay, I'd say keep your eye on Amazon. I'd say keep your eye on Microsoft. I'd say Meta is pissing me off, but at the same time, you know, hey, all right, if earnings weren't right around the corner, this thing would be my best friend right now, so I can't deny it, okay? Meta's looking good. I'd say Goog, keep your eye on that bad boy. These things look like they want to launch into the stratosphere. Come on, give us more all-time highs. Come on, eh? All right, so those are really the main tickers that I would be paying attention to, you know, and those are some decent, you know, we got a 1, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, we have a 5, we have a 6, we have a 7. You don't really need, you know, and guys, the two most important tickers right now, of course, you should be focused on is QQQ and SPY. When these things look out, like, I'm serious, we have such beautiful, you know, setups right now on the main tickers we cover here every day. You don't have a reason to look for all the crap tickers. You have a reason to pay attention to the gun show over here. And the gun show wants to show off. All right? 555, 83 looks to be incoming if you can maintain above 554.19. And above there, guys, you're just testing 558.95. I told you guys, that's going to align with the golden pocket. The golden pocket likes to be tested, all right? So that's what we're going to watch over there on SPY. QQQ, same situation as SMH, honestly, guys. It looks so identical. The thing's just basing out and wants to run. Above 481.70, you have up at 485.71. If you could get above there, 490.73 incoming. And that is where you are going to find your golden pocket. It's right above there, 492. All right, guys, that is what I have for you guys today. Nothing's probably going to change it tomorrow. I'm probably going to have the same exact attitude going into those Google earnings. I probably will also tell you, hey, all right, if this thing, you know, I want to see this thing down at 50. But if I also see that, I'm probably also going to tell you, you know, it probably looks like it's going to go further. I'll probably remain bullish, all right? So just a little sneak peek into tomorrow's video. We're going to see how things change into tomorrow. But with that being said, guys, if you did enjoy the video and you've enjoyed our market preparation over here, we review the charts 5 to 6 days a week, all right? Please leave a like on the video if you found this useful. If you have anybody else you would, you know, you think would benefit from these videos, from this information that we go over for absolutely no cost to you, you know, 5 to 6 days a week here on this channel, please feel free to share with that individual if you think he will gain from that. All right? At the end of the day, we're here to make money, and I hope everybody's doing well. And, you know, I also want to remind everyone, guys, try not to lose your hats. All right? Don't become the Mad Hatter. Don't do it. I know when the VIX is high, all right, emotions are typically high. When SPY is low, you may be feeling low, but that is the point when, you know, your account balance is probably going to be at the lowest because you're using these dips in the manner that they, you know, they kind of give themselves to us. Then these will be the times when your account is at the lowest, okay? And you might sit through a little red. That's how I see it, guys. You know, most of the things I take, they don't go green right away. It's just how it works. It's the nature of the game. You're not going to snipe these bottoms. You can try and snipe the bottoms, but you do it short-term expirations. You be in and out. You want to catch these larger swings, you typically are not going to be sniping bottoms. Okay, you're going to try and do your best to do so. You're not always going to get the best price. Okay, but then you get to see these big swings up, and as that, as the tide will rise, okay, your boats will rise. There you go. And that's, you know, that's kind of the key of this whole market cycle thing that, you know, we go over all of the time, guys. We continuously see the exact same price action go on. We see these waves, okay? Right now we're just at the low of those waves. We're at one of these things. We're at one of these things. We're at one of these things. We're right around there, okay? And they come all the time. All the time, all right? So just stay cool, calm, collected, and continue riding that wave. Continue being a beast. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.